Good morning, Stevens County. I'm Riley Walker, and welcome to SCTV.
And I'm Carlisa Hood. We have a great Valentine's newscast for you today.
Today is Friday, February 10th, and this is SCTV.
Yearbooks are still on sale for $65. You can contact Miss Hempfield for more information.
Recently, Mackenzie Tomlinson and Emily Kiesler caught up with a few students here at SCHS.
They asked them what love means to them. Here's what they had to say.
Love is when you get that warm, fuzzy feeling inside for your significant other.
Love to me would be someone you can sacrifice anything for.
Love to me is my family, my little boy, my husband, my parents, my extended family. That's definitely what love is to me.
Love is commitment and trust and being able to work through anything because you care about that person so much.
Love means my family and my girls and Caroline Lee.
I think love means being honest and definitely respecting the person you're with.
Love to me means commitment and fighting for what you believe in and fighting for what you are passionate about.
Sticking with the love theme, we also have a special story about an owner and her love for her new pet.
I've been wanting a cat, and I knew there were several that needed support at the shelter, so I decided to go by the shelter. I knew if I went, I probably would come home with a kitten, and I did. There are so many there that's reaching out to you as you're walking by, and you can't take them all home, but there's so many there that needs love and attention. But he was so sweet, and he was sitting there, and he just kind of reached out to me a little bit and put his little paw on my hand, and it was the absolute sweetest. So I adopted him right on the spot. So Dash surprised me in the minute. When you get them from the shelter, sometimes they can kind of run and hide when they don't know new surroundings, and he's just a little over 2 months old. So he really surprised me. And so if I back up a little bit, at the shelter his name was Wade, and when I got him, he did not look like a Wade. But when I got him home, and Dave and I, we didn't know what to call him, but he was dashing here, he was dashing there between our feet. He was just loving and playing immediately. He wasn't trying to hide, so it was very heartwarming to see him loving his new home. So we were going through a list of names, and Dash, he was just dashing everywhere. So that's how we named him Dash. If you're in between whether or not to get an animal, just head by the shelter, check them out, see what they have, and see if any animal there appeals to you and your home.
We have a new teacher to SCHS, but many of you guys may already know his wife. Chelsea Yost and Gabby Warren has more information now.
I grew up near the water, near the saltwater, the beach in New England, but it was really, the culture was very New Yorkish. Moving on, that was my childhood, and I had some interesting days there in New Haven, Connecticut, or West Haven. And then I went to college and met my wife, who you may all know as Mrs. Flanagan. I'm Mrs. Flanagan's Mr. Flanagan. We met in college, got married, and we had 2 kids of our own. I teach ELA. I'm a special ed teacher and co-teacher, which means I have different roles within the same classroom. And I believe even you have seen both of those roles. You know, it's like a sort of co-teach or teach and support students in the classroom, primarily in ELA. Stevens County. I first briefly worked in Habersham, North Habersham, in a middle school. I enjoy working with high school students.
Jump Rope for Heart is kicking off at Toccoa Elementary. We caught up with Coach Fulbright to get the details for that.
Okay, yearly we have our fundraiser for the American Heart Association, and it is Jump Rope for Heart. And what we do is we will let the kids collect money, have donations, and they can earn prizes for this. And we also have a jump rope competition on Valentine's Day usually. Classes going against each other, and whoever jumps the longest will be the winner for that class, and then those classes or those winners will actually join together and jump again, and overall we'll give out prizes for that as well. The money basically goes to the American Heart Association, and they do research, and they also do a lot of educational programs, a lot of things to help educate people about having a healthy heart.
Recently, one of our Skills USA students made history here at our school. Trinity Tucker was able to catch up with Sydney Sorrells to get more on that.
So I was the first female to represent Stevens County High School in welding. So I won first place. I've already taken a year and a half at North Georgia Tech, but hopefully I can continue that and just get certified. And then hopefully after high school, I want to mix art and welding together. State is in early March, and I have to continuously practice until then. I've been practicing for months for regions, but I don't have as much time for state. But being the only girl, it's more pressure, but at the same time, I'm over here representing. So as long as I can do a bit better than some of the guys, then I'm happy.
I've been at Stevens County for give or take 23 years, and I have always jokingly over the years said that I would like to have a young lady to go represent our school in our region Skills USA welding contest and win. And if that ever could happen, I could retire then. So after 23 years, I finally had that happen. Congratulations to Miss Sydney Sorrells. We're very proud of you. State's coming up quickly. I know she's practicing hard to get ready to represent Stevens County, and we all wish her the best of luck, and she will forever be known as the Queen Bee of welding.
Hello, my name is Abby Chapman, and this is your Historical Hit. Historical Hits are where I will take a look back at history on the state and see what happened back then. Today is February 10th. Aside from being National Cream Cheese Brownie Day, yes, I did find that on Google, the Treaty of Paris was signed. No, not the one with the colonists and the British. That was later in 1783. This was before the colonists fought the British for independence. They actually fought alongside the British in the French and Indian War, or the 7 Years' War. If anyone knows anything about Great Britain, they know two things. Hip hip! And the Queen of England. The French realized that the British could and would take more land, so the fighting started. While natives sided with both sides in the war, the generalization was that the natives sided with the French because they would oftentimes show them actually a lot more kindness than the British would and learn their languages and customs. That's today's Historical Hit.
We have many sports taking place along with many beginning to start.
Let's throw it over to our sport anchors to get more information.
Thanks, Carlisa. We've had a very busy week in the sports world. The boys and girls basketball teams also had their last regular season home game Tuesday against Monroe area.
The boys team played hard and it paid off.
They defeated Monroe area with a score of 64-53.
The girls team, however, lost 39-49.
Senior night was also Tuesday, and our senior Lady Indians, My Angel Carter, Micaiah Knox, and Kylia Brown were all recognized.
Corey Ritchie, Cameron Lacey, A.J. Russell, and Anthony Harrison were also recognized for our boys team.
Alongside our basketball seniors, the seniors of the Indianettes, Bella Chambers, Ariel Holbrooks, Haley Carter, Emily Kiesler, and Abigail Brown were recognized as well.
The Indianettes also performed at halftime of both of the games.
Both teams play again today at Hebron Christian Academy. The varsity girls game starts at 6, and the boys game will begin at 7:30.
These are the last regular season games for the basketball season, so come out and show your support.
Now moving on to wrestling. On Friday, the girls wrestling team hosted girls area, and we had 4 qualify to go on to sectionals. Sienna Malik, Emily Harper, Rakaya Young, and Ava Fowler.
Danessa Edmonds also finished 5th, becoming an alternate.
The boys wrestling team hosted area, which was held on Saturday. All 11 of the boys made it to sectionals, and Solomon Dupree was our lone champion alongside 5 runner-ups.
The girls will host sectionals today, and the boys will host sectionals tomorrow, so let's wish them all luck and hope that they all make it to state next week.
Next, let's talk about dance. Our varsity competition dance team recently traveled to McIntosh High School to compete.
where they won 4th in palm and 2nd in high kick.
Now it's time to change gears and focus on our spring sports.
Tennis started their season strong with the girls winning all 6 out of 7 of their matches and the boys winning all 7 of their matches as well.
They also traveled to Rabun County on Wednesday, and we'll have an update on that in next week's newscast.
Last Friday, our soccer teams had a home game where both the girls and the boys teams unfortunately lost to White County with a girls score of 0-7 and a boys score of 1-5.
However, the soccer teams were able to redeem themselves with a huge win against Banks County.
The girls finished the game by mercy rule in the score of 10-0 and the boys won 4-0.
The rifle team defeated Laney at home, outscoring their opponent 1,028-749. Raven Payne was the top scorer for both teams with a season high score of 283 out of 300 points.
Also scoring for the Indians were Brandon Uchoya with 268 points, Zachary Scott with 239 points, and Katie Ellison with 238 points.
The Indians are 4-0 and will compete at Georgia Military College Prep next Tuesday.
That's all we have for sports this week. Let's throw it back to our anchors.
This month is National Heart Health Month, and one of our students here at SCTV has shared her personal story with us.
My name is Emily, and this is my story. 2 hours after I was born, I was blue in the face, and they didn't know why. And it turns out I was born with pulmonary valve atresia and VSD, which means that they're born with holes in your heart. Well, I had a surgery that was an open heart, where they put tubes down my throat to make myself be able to breathe. And then 4 days old, I had to have my first open heart surgery. I had to have many other surgeries. I've had 5 so far in my life, my last one being November last year. And I still have other surgeries that I need to have in the future. I've missed many days of school. I missed the first semester of my 10th grade year because I had to have my last open heart surgery. Yeah, I can't lift anything over 5 pounds, and it's usually 6 to 8 weeks before I'm able to do anything. It bruises my ribs very hard to where it's hard to breathe, and it's very itchy and really difficult to deal with. Just want to live my day like it's my last, because you don't know if you get tomorrow. And with all my complications, I have really realized that and want to live like it is my last. I want to say thank you for the kids that are participating in this, because it truly means a lot to people like me to have support from everyone else for our things that we're born with, and it's very amazing, and thank you.
That will conclude our newscast today, and we hope everyone has a great weekend and stay safe.